Welcome to the thinkcell tutorials. Charts are great for creating compelling narratives, but sometimes an accompanying table helps you tell your story with even more precision. In this video, we'll show you how to add data tables to your charts. You can pull out series and categories from a chart and show them perfectly aligned in accompanying data tables. First, let's make sure that data tables for charts are enabled. On the thinkcell tab in the Elements group, open the Tools menu and select Enable Data Tables for new charts. Next, on the thinkcell tab, open the Charts menu and select the chart type that you want. You can add data tables to column and bar, waterfall, Meco, combination, line and profile, and area charts. For this tutorial, let's use a combination chart. Click where you want to insert the chart on your slide. The chart's datasheet opens automatically, and you can enter your data. In our example, the recycling rate is represented by a line that's plotted on the right axis, and the metric tons of recycled materials are represented by stacked columns that are plotted on the left axis. To finish building our example chart, we'll change the magnitude of the left axis, add an axis title, left align the axis title with the tick mark labels, and add percentage signs to the right axis. To learn more about axes, see our Annotations and Decorations Part 2 video tutorial. In many cases, a combination chart can be sufficient for visualizing this dataset. However, you might prefer a stacked column chart without the additional line series. In this case, being able to move some data out of the chart and into a data table comes in handy. To move data between a chart and a table, you can right-click a data marker or label that represents the series or category that you want to move. Then, on the Context menu, select the option that you want. Let's open the Context menu for the Recycling Rate series and select Move to Table Row. If you want to move the series back to the chart, you can right-click the row to open the Context menu, then select Move Table Row to Chart. We can now delete the right-hand axis along which the line was plotted. Now we're ready to add a table beside the chart that contains the historical and projected compound annual growth rate, or CAGR. To start building this table, we'll add series labels. Next, double-click the chart to reopen the datasheet and enter the column headers for the CAGR data. In addition to the context menu options, you can also move data between a chart and a table using buttons on the datasheet toolbar. Let's move the CAGR categories to the table. Select the columns, then select Move Selected Columns to Table. When we enter the CAGR data, it automatically appears in the table underneath the column headers. If you want to move the categories back to the chart, select Move Selected Columns to Chart. Let's update the format of the last two table cells. We'll also add some CAGR arrows in the chart that visualize the historic and forecasted average yearly growth rate. In contrast to the data in the table, which shows the CAGR for each type of recycled material, these arrows show the CAGR for the total volume of materials recycled. You can link text in your slide title or any text box on the slide to chart label content. The linked text automatically updates when your chart data changes. Select the CAGR arrow label text, copy it, and paste it into your slide title. If you adjust the CAGR arrow to show the difference between 2025 and the 2027 forecast, you can see that the label as well as the slide title updates automatically. To learn more about CAGR arrows and other annotations, see our Annotations and Decorations Part 1 video tutorial. By default, the chart and data tables are grouped. This makes it easy to move and resize them together. If you want, You can ungroup the chart and data tables, which allows you to arrange the data tables independently of the chart. Let's finish formatting the tables. You can format these tables as you would any other thinkcell table. That's it for this tutorial on thinkcell charts with data tables. To learn more, see our user manual and other video tutorials.